So this is a quick video I am doing for anybody who chooses to sign a contract via online. I just want to give you the option to, I want to be everything to be official and easygoing for your first day, your big day, and want to pretty much explain everything because I think the contract can be a little overbearing if you don't understand. So this part here, you will fill out. Now I'm not gonna like spam, or go after you or bother you or this is just basically my information so I know who to contact the day of the event because I've had some weddings where things have come up. Yeah, one time I did a wedding in New Jersey, Jersey City, and I'm typically not familiar with the area, and traffic and parking delayed me. So things like that would be beneficial to know. Who can I contact? Like, obviously, I don't want to contact the bride or the groom if you guys are busy and doing things like getting married, right? So that's what this third person contact is. So, you feel somebody close to you. It could be like a family member, parent, a sister, or it can even be somebody, in the wedding party, like a bridesmaid or something, anybody I can contact if something, comes up and I'm gonna, say hit traffic or get lost, that kind of thing. So then this part is also beneficial to know because this is the event venue, name, the address, the phone number. Again, if I'm lost, I can call them. But I usually use GPS, Waze, little advertisement for them. But so you can put all this stuff in there. Reception, sometimes it's at the same place, sometimes it's not. If it's at the same place, just write same place. If it's somewhere different, you can write that in there too. Okay, so then the wedding package is here. This is where I will personalize exactly what you are getting because each wedding is different and I can't charge a flat rate for everybody because some people want a little bit more, some people want a little less. So to be fair, I will fill this out and personalize it to you. Um, right now, this is assistant. Sometimes I have people that want to shadow me because they want to learn, or I find that I need a little help because it might be intense. And, I do have two cameras, so I'm able to, let my one person use one of my cameras. So I have done that in the past. Typically, I don't. But if that were to happen, I will let you know. At time of signing, usually this option down here is 0. But it also, I will let you know if something were to rise because food, you gotta account for food. I don't charge anything extra for my personal assistance because I figure you're paying for it, and then um, I have to accommodate. I'll adjust my fee. I'll take a little less of a hit if I need an assistant. So terms and conditions. It says a legally binding contract, but I don't really see anything legal. I think it's just terminology. But if things happen, then I'm good on my word and things. But this is kind of like loosely. It's just so you know to what to expect. So you're agreeing to the following. I have to be notified any changes a week in advance. Like, say you hate your venue, something. I had somebody, they, through the whole planning process, was expecting it to be somewhere else. And then at the last minute, something else happened. The venue couldn't accommodate for them, so they had to change. So they let me know, and they were all freaking out because, oh, my invitations say this and that. But it was a big mess. But they let me know. I'm kind of lenient on this. Just let me know, where and when and that kind of thing. the retainer, which is also known as a deposit. So I always take 50% up front, because this allows you to lock in the date. I've had people where I've waived the retainer and just went on their word and held the date open because they were my friend and I trusted them and yada yada yada. And then at the last minute, they didn't even tell me, or I found out through Facebook, their pictures, whatever, that they went with somebody else. So here I was, and I was turning people away, and I was holding the date for them, and they never even had the courtesy to say, listen, we hired somebody else. So, no hard feelings. I used to get, all these kind of like, I used to take it personal, but I don't really take things much personal anymore. Now this is the time I'm going to get all these emails. So the retainer, even if you're like my best friend, I will take a retainer because the retainer locks in your date. Then that retainer is mine. If you decide that you want to go with somebody else, then it's just basically mine. So I take 50% up front, and then 50% when the pictures are due, which are typically 2 weeks after your event. I will get them done. Some people choose to pay everything all up front because they don't want to be bogged down. I've had that happen a lot. It has its perks because of the internet now. I've been doing this for 7 years, 2010. So when I first started, they didn't really have all these drop boxes and stuff. So if you do decide to pay up front, then I will get you your picture sooner because I will take use of that. Now, I also have had people where I was nice to them and let them see their pictures before they gave me the rest of the money, and they didn't pay me for like 4 months. So again, you live and learn, and I just learned to do things across the board for everybody. So it's up to you. Don't know if there's payment options on here, probably, but we'll get to that too. So if you decide you want to cancel, you don't want to get married, whatever the case may be, you have 48 hours from signing and stuff with this. So 3 months, you got all this stuff. So 48 hours, you have the first 48 hours, right? If you cancel at 3 months of the date, which if it's like 2 months away or stuff, it's already thing. You still have to pay me. But again, I kind of, work with people and give people the option to do what they, feel. I mean, things happen, I understand. But you got to also understand that once I lock in your date, that I've told other people no that day. Especially between the months of May and July. That seems to be the most popular of weddings. So, always create a paper trail. So that way you can never say, I never got it. Even if I don't reply. That was a weird noise. Even if you don't reply, even if I don't reply, you'll have proof. So that's what that is. Paper trails are always a good thing. So if something happens to me, this has never happened to me, but if something were to happen to me, even at the wedding I had in Jersey City, 2 days before I had the wedding, my car ended up getting in an accident and was out of commission. I rented a car and I ate the cost of that. That was something I did because I will not do a wedding, especially 2 days before the event. And that was the first thing out of my mouth was, I have a wedding. So, yeah. But things happen. I mean, if so failure to this little section though is talking as I'm reading into it is more about if I can't take a certain picture because of things out of my control. Like if I'm there at the venue and people are late and you really wanted your picture of your grandmother and she ended up being late, or wanted a special picture done in a special spot in the venue, and the venue that part was closed or blizzard or equipment malfunction, that kind of thing. It's basically anything out of my control. Then it's like can guarantee. I've had people give me lists too. Lists are good, but I don't like to be constricted to a list. It's just basically you have an eye for things. You know what things. If you have a specific picture you want done, maybe you had a picture done of your parents in a way, or you've seen something I've already done, that kind of thing. Then we can do it. But if you give me a list and say I want 12 pictures of my best friend and 13 pictures of this, and then we're getting a little tedious, and I can't guarantee that everything will be done. So lists are good just for your general expectations, but um not like, because things happen and you can't always live by a list. So here's the where I was starting to go. So if I can't perform, I'm a Christian, if you don't know that, and I've actually thought about adding another clause into this for rapture, but just as a joke, but kind of a joke. But anyway, acts of God, blizzard, fire, casualty, sickness. If I could wake up with the flu, take my flu shot. But if I wake up the flu, that kind of thing. Um, if it's my fault type thing. If this falls back on me, then I will refund you your money. I'll even take it. I've never, like I said, I've never had this happen to me, but I'll even take it as far as I'll find a replacement and I will pay them to cover your day, because I can't imagine expecting big wedding and all excited you're gonna have all these pictures. I've had this happen to me, and the night before the photographer cancels. No. So yeah, inclement weather. So blizzard, a thunderstorm, a flood, a hurricane, tornado, whatever. So if I decide, it gets 10 feet of snow and I don't like driving in snow, and I will get a hotel, but I'll bill it to you, because it's not like I'm just partying at the end of the night type thing. So the copyright here, moving on, is I'm giving you full license to do whatever. They're your pictures. I look at them for a couple months and that's it. You look at them for 80 years up on a wall somewhere, so they are your pictures. And even past that, I mean, we got pictures in my house of people's weddings. My great grandparents and things like that have been dead for 30 years. So these are your pictures. You do with what you want to have done with them. All I ask is that you don't change anything of the picture, because it's a creative thing, and it's like going to the Mona Lisa and painting a mustache. It's just art forms. So if you decide too that you want to put on Facebook, or you have a website, blog, whatever, you can put on there. But all I ask is word of mouth is the best form of advertising. If you go ahead and just, put my name on it somewhere. You don't have to use the ones I watermark. The ones I watermark are just for my use, my personal favorites. I won't watermark everyone. But if you want to push it and, just put it in the comment, photo by, and people ask, just direct them to me. Here we go. I've had people put my pictures in magazines. I've been published in Morning Call a couple times, which is a local newspaper, if you're not aware of that. So things like that, just give me credit. Credit is due, that kind of thing. Don't try to market them as your own. So here, this is another thing. I'm the exclusive photographer. I've had people, like, I don't care about your family and your friends. It's their day. Taking pictures and for themselves. Some photographers are funny about that even, but I've been to weddings where the first thing in a bulletin was no outside photography or videography, and I'm sitting there with my camera. This is before iPhones and stuff. I'm like, well, I'm not. Your people are not going to see my pictures unless you share it with them. They can have their pictures of their event, for photo albums and whatever else they want to do. But what I do ask is that I'm the photographer. I know it sounds a little arrogant, but I'm the photographer, and you don't bring in like another big name and oh, this is also the photographer, that kind of thing. So that's nice. Expense reimbursement. So this is like again, this is stuff I'm lenient on. I do kind of accommodate it into the fee, but if things arise and they're a little bit more than what is expected, then reimbursement. As you see down here, it says event food service. I also put in that I am provided some sort of meal. I also, now this is sometimes I have to push for with the venue because they don't play nice. Sometimes on this, I have to try to explain to them. But two things I require with that is a meal of some sort be fed, and to be fed with you, not at the table, not like that kind of thing. But in order for me to effectively cover the full day, I have to eat with you because typically, if you hire a DJ, the flow of things goes food, be served, then the cake. And for me to be able to get you cutting the cake and eat my food at the same time, I can't. So that's why I require that. I've had a venue where they were arguing with me and telling me I was a vendor and I'd get fed at the last. They were giving dessert out already. I had to skip. It was a big fiasco. So what I ask is you notify with the venue. It makes my job a little easier. It makes me a little nicer because the hungry mama bear claws come out. And if you tell the venue that if I could get fed with you guys, if they're serving, if it's a buffet and it's pretty much I feed my, go get my own plate. But if they're bringing it to me, if you can just let the venue know, and it'll make it easier because of, we don't want any kind of drama. So here's where we go, and I'm going to mention the payment options why we have here. So return checks is non-sufficient fees. Right here, $50 check, $50 return check fee, meaning rubber checks if they bounce. So that's that. And here it says Northampton County. I used to live in Northampton County. Live in Lehigh County now. So yeah, I'll do it and draw anything up I need to draw up in small claims, Lehigh County. So $50 return check fee. Now, if you choose to pay me, you can do it PayPal. I accept PayPal. If we see each other in person, I take a Square. You can slide your card. I take cash and I take check. Checks payable to me. Jennifer Ann Gross or Jennifer Gross is fine. Garments. Now I kind of cut and paste it, but I figured I'd cover all my bases when I did this contract a couple years back. Makes me wonder, what do people expect of their photographers? So, stuff that happens to your dress or whatever, it's not my fault. I'm going to leave that there because, yeah. Creative license. So this is where I was kind of getting into. I'll take pictures. This is how this works. I take about 100 pictures an hour. Sometimes 200 pictures depending on what's going on. And then I'll edit them down. It takes about, my editing time is about 100. I can get through 100 pictures at a time in an hour. And then I'll present them to you. So even though your shot count at the end of the day might be like 632, there's some that are maybe blurry, washed out. I couldn't fix them, that kind of thing. I take more than one shot. So we got, okay, this is the best one. We'll get rid of these. So at the end of the day, you might not get 600 and some. You might only get 200 and some. But creative license. That's another thing. I'll put something in black and white, sepia tone, or vignette, color splash. Excuse me. Bunch of different things because I'm an artistic eye. Like I said, photography is a form of art. And, you can't be like here. Like when I worked for a photo studio, I used to be able to sit with the client and go through the editing with them. And then, oh yeah, get rid of that one and keep that one. But I don't have that liberty now. So in order to get your pictures to you faster, just creative license, trust that I know what I'm doing. Although again, I've accommodated people too. Like I've had somebody say, "Yeah, you see this picture, this file number. You see the girl in the front. I don't like her. Can you get her out of the picture? She's right in the front." I put a snowman there and made it pretty, and they thought, "Oh, this girl is so perfect." Okay, so here we go. If you're sick, I'm sick. This kind of thing. But if I will attempt to find a substitute photographer. I do know a few. Again, their schedules are busy. I also know a few that are up and coming, that kind of thing. So I will try to reach out, find one to change you, and the contract will be then transferred to them, and it's their responsibility and whatnot. CD, DVD storage, what I tell people is just Control A if you're on a PC. If you're on a Mac, it's Command A. Copy, paste into your own file, and that's all said and done. Things happen. DVDs get scratched, CDs get scratched, that kind of thing happens. Another thing I like to add into this is, as a kind of a gift, is I'll take your pictures then and I'll create this like little memory slideshow. So that's a little bonus that you'll get when you hire me. I'm not entirely sure how to incorporate that into my price yet. So as of right now, you're grandfathered into it to be included. So congratulations on that. Just like people back in 2010 got grandfathered into the flat rate, stopped doing flat rates. Was it 2011 or 2012? I did a wedding and she's like, "Yeah, I want you there at 8 a.m. I was there at 8, well, 7:45 because I'm early to everything. And sat around for 3 hours before she actually had me take pictures. So I dropped the flat rate after that event. But anyway, so and you sign this here, date it, and then I'll sign it and date it, yada, 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 and email it back to you. So any thoughts, comments, questions, whatever, always feel free to shoot me a text, email, whatever, however you want to get to me. And I'll see you on the other side, which is your big day. So congratulations, and I look forward to working with you.